I'm truly convinced that even if you go into the hospital and have your baby or whatever, they could literally hand you any baby out of that nursery. And within moments, it really wouldn't matter because you hold the baby, you care for the baby, you worry about the baby, check them 10 times a night to make sure they're breathing when you bring them home from the hospital. And the nice thing of having biological and adopted children is I can just say without any doubt there really isn't any difference in my love for them. I love them all. They're very different children. Um, so I think, I love them in different ways based on what their needs are and, encouraging different abilities, but there really just is no difference of bringing that baby home. And I don't think it would matter either if it's an older child to bring home. There's just this moment of, I don't know if it's something innate in us as mothers or a nurturing spirit, but there's no love like a mother's love, and I don't think it matters whether you carry that child biologically or just have the wonderful privilege of adopting and expanding your family that way. I got married and we were 25 and always wanted children, and then found out that I wasn't able to conceive on my own. So we went the route of adopting. At that point, my husband Steve was a Navy pilot, and it was kind of difficult to adopt because by the time your name came up on a list, if you wanted an infant, many times we've been transferred to another location. So we were very fortunate to be able to do independent private adoptions where we met the birth mothers of our children. And then Morgan, we had some in vitro fertilization procedures done that had not been successful, but we still had a couple of embryos left. So naturally, when Sarah was about 4 months old and Stephanie about a year and a half old, we had one more procedure done, and that was our third and only biological child. We met Stephanie's birth mother. Her name was Susan, and we're working through the process. Fortunately, met her when she was about halfway through her pregnancy. So I was very fortunate to be able to go to Lamaze classes with her, be your coach, be prepared to be there during the delivery of our daughter, I would say, hers and mine that we share. And then went to childbirth classes with her. Then the other thing we did was go to a child care class, which seems kind of funny, I guess, after taking care of kids. And my husband has a sister who's 14 years younger, but it was just kind of fun to go through that. A lot of the things that we did learn there was, first aid, infant CPR, just all those things to be prepared. We also made an appointment with a pediatrician that had been recommended to us and did our pre-birth appointment, where I think we probably looked a little odd there discussing the impending birth of our child, and I was clearly not pregnant. But then we did a hospital tour with Susan. So I think we did all the things that, whether we were having the baby ourselves or adopting, kind of went through all the same processes. It was a little different because her birth mother was in Washington, D.C., and we were in Norfolk, Virginia. So since it was about a 3-hour drive, ours were more on the phone with her. She'd call after appointments, kind of check in, see how things were going. She was also much younger. She was only 15. And so she went to appointments there, and her mother went with her, and they were involved. But when she went into labor, they called us, and we jumped in a car and went to D.C. to be there for her birth, and got to be in the delivery, and both of us when she came along. So it was really a precious moment because her birth mother's name was Christine. So Christine's parents were in the delivery room, and Steve and I were in the delivery room, and it was just kind of one of those special moments that we have pictures of, and just will always be an amazing time to us to look back on. Everything is about someone else then forever, and about supporting them and being there for them. I think it's important to also have a strong marriage and put that first in there, but just kind of that more of that selflessness, that you give them anything you could that they needed. In my family, I have a nephew and a niece who both have adopted children, and my favorite is, I don't even know who it's written by, but not flesh of my flesh, nor bone of my bone, yet miraculously my own. Always remember that you did not grow under my heart, but in it. And that's just one that has always just been a really special saying that we used in a lot of different things when the girls were small.